Intermittent fasting is one of the hottest eating methods out there. So if you're a beginner at fasting, listen up. Today, I'm gonna give you an ultimate guide on how to get into intermittent fasting without any problems and discomfort. Also, I found one extra tool that made my fasting experience way easier. So keep watching, we'll get into this. Let's get started. Before we start questioning who the heck I am to talk about intermittent fasting, let me briefly introduce myself. I'm Brandon, and I've been practicing intermittent fasting for about 6 years now, and I've been exploring fasting methods from A to Z throughout the years, and it was, okay, I don't want to sound lame, but it was basically life-changing. I lost a bunch of weight, I feel more energetic, productive, and most importantly, way healthier. Have you ever tried another method that made you feel the same way? Share it in the comments below. I would love to hear you out. Okay, so the first thing you need to know about fasting is that it's not a diet. It's not tied to eating particular foods. It's a pattern where you cycle between periods of eating and fasting. For example, during 16 to 8 fasting, you have an 8-hour eating window and you fast for the rest of the 16 hours. All right, so what we're trying to achieve with fasting is to go from sugar burning to fat burning by decreasing your insulin. There's a huge misconception that your body is starving during fasting. That's just not true. During fasting, your body is basically eating its own fat. And the best indicator to know that it's working is when your appetite's gone. You start to fast comfortably. For example, I haven't eaten since yesterday at 6 p.m. It's now 11 a.m. and I'm still not hungry at all. And what I understand here is that I'm no longer controlled by food, I'm the one controlling it. Also, fasting is packed with benefits. The most obvious, it helps you lose weight. Actually, various studies say it all. For example, one research shows that study participants who practice intermittent fasting lost 6 to 8% of their weight over 8 to 12 weeks. Furthermore, fasting reduces inflammation, lowers the risk of type 2 diabetes, improves brain health, and even your skin. Who doesn't want that? Okay, so how to start intermittent fasting? Since you're a beginner, I suggest starting with the 16 to 8 method. It's super easy, and it's known as one of the most effective fasting patterns. Here you got 2 options. You either skip breakfast or dinner. Most people, including me, prefer to skip breakfast and eat from 12 p.m. to 7 or 8 p.m. Such a timetable allows me to eat lunch and dinner with my friends and family. All right, so let's say you just woke up and decided to skip breakfast and fast until noon. Here's what I recommend you do to reduce your hunger throughout your fasting window. Drink at least 1 glass of water. If you still feel hungry, drink another glass or more. Have 1 or 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar mixed with a glass of water. Then you can have your black coffee or tea without any sugar, milk, or cream. Yes, you have to remember that you can only drink sugarless drinks during your fasting window. Okay, so you had your non-food breakfast. What's next? It's essential, especially at the beginning of the fasting, to keep yourself busy until your eating window. This way, you won't have any temptation to sneak into your fridge, and as long as you're busy and you keep your water intake throughout the day, you'll be completely fine. All right, so your fasting hours have passed and it's time to eat. Remember, you don't want to eat whatever when breaking your fast. Do it strategically. You can start your eating window with bone broth. It helps absorb nutrients from other foods more efficiently later on. Lean protein, such as chicken or turkey breast. Protein helps you lose weight by increasing satiety and boosting metabolism. Nuts and seeds, these include sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, almonds, and so on. It usually does the trick to take the edge off of hunger, and it helps you enjoy the entire meal without overeating later on. Again, keep in mind these food examples are not your main meal, it's just a warm-up before your proper lunch. After breaking your fast, you have your proper lunch and dinner when an hour has passed. And here's the key rule. You want to make sure you're eating enough during your eating window. That will ensure that you're not hungry the next day during your fasting window. Include lean proteins, veggies, fruits, healthy fats, and a bit of carbs. Here's some key tips. Keep your carbs low in your main meals. A high amount of carbs will make you feel really hungry the following morning, which we want to avoid. Eat some fat at the end of your meal. It's because when you start fasting, you don't feel adapted yet. You need fat to go longer without feeling hungry. Eat some fatty meat, peanut butter, or brie cheese. Now you're probably thinking, man, that's a lot to take in. What food should I eat now exactly? How can I track my progress? No need to panic here. There's one super easy way to manage fasting. You simply need to take the free dofasting quiz that you'll find in the description. Professional nutritionists will personalize everything based on your individual preferences and lifestyle. Don't miss the best deal. Click the link below this video and make your fasting easy. Okay, let's move forward. I'm still not done with this ultimate guide. When I started intermittent fasting, I made some mistakes that slowed down all the progress. So here's some common mistakes that you should avoid. Mistake number 1, not eating enough. Okay, picture this. You're fasting for around 16 or 18 hours and you're still restricting yourself during the eating window. If you don't eat enough for 1 or 2 days, you'll eventually end up binge eating. Make yourself a suitable meal plan for non-fasting windows that includes balanced meals and don't consume less than 1,200 calories per day. Mistake number 2, overeating. I understand that after 16 to 18 hours of fasting, your hunger might be going through the roof, but if you eat many carbs and high-calorie foods full of sugar every time you break your fast, there's no doubt that you'll gain weight instead of losing it. Also, devouring junk food during your eating window can lead to malnutrition, which means your diet doesn't provide enough nutrients for your body to function correctly. Mistake number 3, snacking during the eating window. When I started fasting, I was constantly snacking in between meals. Chips and chocolate, you name it. After a while, I noticed that my weight was not coming off the way that I wanted it to, and well, it didn't feel right. I eventually understood that I needed to learn some self-discipline to get the maximum results from fasting. I started planning the meals that made me satisfied, I got rid of all of the snacks in my house, and guess what? I didn't feel the need to have food around me all the time. Alright, I'm about to break my fast soon, but you should definitely check out the video on how to break your fast, and the other one where people share their success stories with the dofasting app.